So a recent video by Jason, Mr. Fisher Bike, was talking about why he collects and why he watches what he watches on YouTube. And this is going to be my response to that with the reasons why I collect.
You want it all?
Yep.
He wants it
He
all.
wants it all. Beautiful.
And why I watch what I watch. So thanks, Jason, for putting this topic out there in the community, and I will dive right in. Hello, friends. I am John, and I am the 380s kid. Big shout out to one of the awesome people in this community. John Mangini sent me a package which included the following: my own white glove with an autograph and inscription, YouTube Hall of Fame 2020. Thank you so much, John. But then the ultimate prize of this package was now this guy right here.
Oh, shit.
Mr. Nunchucks himself. It's so awesome. Thank you, John, for sending this. It says on the back, when he's not looking at his baseball cards, John likes to play with nunchucks. What else? That's awesome, John. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you sending this my way. And now I have a white glove for use with all of my special card showings, so I really appreciate that.
Thank you, John.
So why do I collect? Let me take you right back to the beginning with something I have not shown on my channel to this point, and that is right here. This is 1983, my first Little League team. I would happen to be that kid right there on the end. That's me, and here I am all big.
Oh, isn't that cute?
And if you can read that, my team name was the Braves. And so, yes, that is how a kid growing up within a few miles from Candlestick Park in the San Francisco Bay Area started liking the Braves, and the fact that they were on television every day, thanks to TBS, didn't hurt at all. So
32 cable channels, including Ted Turner Superstation.
This Little League team would have been 1983, my first year also of collecting baseball cards when I started with 83 Donruss. And then it went to 84 in the very next year of Little League. Once again, I was on a team called the Braves. And there I am, fourth grade me, my second year of Little League.
My brave boy.
So that ended up leading me to being a Dale Murphy fan. 83 was the second year he won MVP in his heyday, and he was still considered, in the conversation of who's the best overall player in baseball at that point.
He was the best.
And he was my first player collection, which I previously showed this. I actually ended up collecting 98 different Dale Murphy cards from his Atlanta Braves days. And this, was from my collecting that ended in 1991. So this is way before eBay. I have no recollection of how I was able to collect all of these.
Your so-called failing memory.
Mr. Angus.
As I ended up with every standard issue card of his for his entire Braves run.
Damn, that kid is cool, huh?
And then as an adult, why did I start this again? I am one of the many folks who rejoined the hobby during COVID.
Total absence of originality or spontaneity.
It would have been early 2021 for me, where I started collecting again, and I first jumped in with basketball cards. My first big purchase, at least it felt big. It wasn't big monetarily, but it was collecting this guy raw. As in, when I left in 91, this was like somewhere in the neighborhood of a $50 card. And thanks to eBay, I got this sent to me for $2. So
There will be a slight drop.
why do I collect? I feel like it's getting me a piece of my childhood again. It's just, and now with having more budget, then I am expanding into things I never thought possible.
Anything is possible.
After seeing enough YouTubers talk about vintage cards through 2021, I ended up diving in at the start of 2022. And it all started for me with this card here of Willie Mays.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And this was really a path for me to connect closer to my dad. My parents moved in with us in 2018, mostly due to the fact that my dad needed help taking care of my mom, whose health was not doing well, and she passed in mid 2020.
Love you, Mom.
And so then my collecting ended up starting then early 2021, but then 2022 I did veer towards vintage, and these became conversation pieces then when these cards would arrive in the mail that I would show my dad, we'd talk about it.
Dad, will you look at this?
And it just blossomed from there, and progressed into me trying to collect a full Hall of Fame player run of having one card of every player Hall of Famer in the history of baseball, which you can see the start of right behind me now. So
It's a long road ahead, and we can't rush it.
and it's just turned into something that has been then a gateway into connecting with the YouTube community, and it's grown into so much more. I count a number of people now as close friends that I communicate with frequently in this hobby. So
Why are you guys so awesome?
the collecting is now just part of the conversation with my friends. So
It's about connection.
It's all about connections.
why do I watch what I watch? I like to watch things where people are showing the love for what they're collecting.
You feel love.
I don't care about the money aspect unless, if they're going to talk about that, it's more about the money being the obstacle to obtaining what they want. Sometimes, in some cases, some of their favorite things end up being their most expensive cards. And, part of that emotion is going to be the fact that they didn't think they were ever going to be able to attain that thing.
It's only human natural.
But if I started to get into naming channels, I know I would leave out too many. So I just want to say, whether it's the folks that basically love anything on cardboard, folks that collect obscure Yankee players or Tiffany cards in the 80s or Pinhole Mutuals, of which I'd probably only be interested in collecting myself one out of those three things.
You know who you are.
I still love it because you love it. And, some of those folks that collect cards that were only available from Massachusetts gas stations on Tuesday.
The reference here is very obscure.
Very obscure.
I have no interest in going into the deep, rare things, but you love it, and so I like watching you show it. There's others that tell amazing stories about the players involved. They'll weave quite the tale for us to enjoy, and I love that too.
You're quite the storyteller, aren't
Others, show just childlike enthusiasm for these things. They get super excited on camera, and you can't help but laugh and just be excited with them.
Sweet, infectious enthusiasm.
It's a great place. I mean, I love watching also the chance where fathers get to share this hobby with their son. There's multiple channels out there that are great that we get to see that on screen, and those guys get to have that documented forever, and that's awesome for them.
The bond between a father and son is sacred.
So really, I love to watch people expressing joy over this hobby and sharing it with us. That's what it's all about, is the joy. So,
Well, I'm gonna go continue to spread the joy.
keep on doing what you're doing. Everybody, thanks, Mr. Fisher Bike, for putting this out there.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks again for John Mangini. That was awesome to send that to me.
Rock, man.
Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.
Okay, kids.